Hi, this is Richard Price from A1CRM, and this is a video demonstrating our new event management module that we've developed for Zoho CRM. So the way in which this is designed to work is that it is going to have a web form, so this one here, where you can embed that into your website, and visitors can then fill out this form, fill out the attendees. They can either pay online or have an invoice sent to them which they pay by internet banking. Now you can have the location as either being online or at a specific address. And since this is developed in Zoho Forms, there is the ability to make changes and add different text and so forth into this. But this is our standard presentation, our standard template. So what do? We go into the CRM and there will be a module called something events. Okay, so if we go into here, there is one event that we've already created. So you can go click up here and click create. But I'm just going to go and have a look at the one that we've already created. Okay, so we've got this here. We create a name, so the name of the event, date, time, description. So you can see here I've got quite a description of what the event is going to present. It will also have a URL form that you won't be able to create quite yet until you get to the next stage. Then you can put your location. And if it is going to be online, then you can create a meeting or a webinar link using Zoho webinar or meetings, or you can also use Zoom or any of the other products, and you will be given a link and a password, so you can input those two here. Okay, these fields here, of course, will contain the people that are booking and the people that are actually attending. So you don't need to do anything there. So you can go and save this record. Okay. The next thing that you do is you go into Zoho Forms, and what we will do is we will create a template. In that template, what you'll be able to do is come over to here and you will be able to clone the template. So it's referred to as duplicate in Zoho Forms. So let's just have a look at the one that I've created already. So this is what it looks like in Builder. So you can add a image into here. You can change this image. So you can simply go into here, go edit content, and you can then delete this, add another image in here, etc. And then you have the date and time. So you can copy those from the CRM event or just type them directly into here. Once again, location. This is just done using another text component. So all I've done is just gone onto Google Maps, taken a screenshot of that, copied the URL of the address, and I've put the address in there. Nice and simple. Event description. So once again, you can come into here, go into edit, and you can then replace the text in here with the one for your new event. These here, you can make certain changes. There's some warnings for doing so. These ones here are mandatory and are needed by the system. but there are certain things that we can help you add into this mix, but it is really designed to be utilised as a template, so you would be leaving these here. Okay, so you've got tickets. So here, this is just a text field, so you can change this or drop it completely. So the price per ticket, so you click onto here. At the moment, we have it set to the initial value of 50 cents. Okay, that's just for testing purposes, but if we go $100, go save. Okay. Number of tickets, of course, that will calculate depending on the number of attendees that the person booking is going to put into the form, and the amount paid, once again, is a formula, so neither one of those can be edited. The next thing that you need to fill out is the event ID. So go back to the CRM system, and up the very top in the URL of this web page, which is the page for the event, there will be a series of digits at the end of that URL. So just copy those digits and come into the form and paste it into the initial value, and then go save. Okay. That allows our system to connect this form to that event record in the CRM system. So then we've got these here. What we've done is we've developed this based on the fact that a lot of organisations want to give the people booking the option to pay by credit card online as they're going through this, or clicking on invoice and internet banking, in which case once they submit this this form, it will email them an invoice. That invoice will also be created in the CRM system, and if you have got our connector to Xero, then it will actually be copied into Xero, awaiting for that internet payment to come through. We've put in here a Stripe payment. We find this to be the simplest and cleanest implementation of online payment via credit card. This amount will be pulled automatically from the amount to be paid up here. So all they need to do is put in their credit card, their month, year, and CVC number off the back of their credit card, and then go submit, and it is done. So if we have a look at that form, this is how it's going to look. Of course, this has got no background. We, as I mentioned before, can provide code that can be simply cut and paste into your website, and this can be embedded into one of your web pages. So it'll look like this. So as you can see, very clean and tidy. So if I put a person's name in here, so I'm the one that's making the booking. Okay, so I'm just going to put in an email address. Okay, and I'm going to put in a phone number. Okay, and then I need to put in attendees. Yes, if the person that is booking is also going to be the attendee, they will need to fill this in. We can't automate that because we don't know that that's actually going to be the case in every situation. So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Now you can just click on the plus to add another person. Okay. And we can put email address in there. Now notice that that doesn't allow me to put in duplicates. That is just good practice, so I'm just going to put something in there and that message goes away. Now ideally the people that are going to be filling this in are going to be contacts in your CRM system, and therefore what Zoho Forms does is it matches the email addresses up with the contacts. So we've got this. It says there's going to be 2 tickets, so 2 attendees, and it's calculated. It hasn't pulled the $100 because I just want to do a test. And we can either select credit card, in which case the credit card comes and shows that there, or invoice. So I'm just going to select this one here and then go submit. The process does not differ too much between the two, so it's now submitted. So if we go to the CRM system, we can see in the event now that we've got these new related records created. So the first one represents the person making the booking. Okay, so that's where the invoice is going to go to in this case. And the other ones are the attendees. So you can see that actually Richard Price is in both, because Richard Price was the person that booked it and is one of the attendees. Okay, so there's actually some information also contained in these records. So if we have a look at this one here, we can see that there's a number of tickets and the amount, the payment method. You can see the email address for that person, etc. So that's what we've provided there. And if we have a look at what an attendee does, we've got a status which is booked. So this allows you to click on attended or no show for managing attendances and that kind of stuff. Okay, and we've got the ability here to also send the invite to each one of the attendees, but that only happens when the invoice is paid. So remember that this one, we've just sent the invoice. The invoice is created in the CRM system, so let's have a look at that. So this is the invoice. So you can see here, that's the member, that's the contact. There we go, 2 tickets, $100 each, $200. Okay, you can actually see that there is the Xero ID for the invoice in Xero, etc. And if I click down here, I can see these are the 2 attendees. Okay, so so that's quite neat in itself. It's all self-contained in that there. Now, if we click this and say that it's now paid. Now this happens automatically when you reconcile the payment that comes in Xero. So once your bookkeeper reconciles that, it will then update this. It does that on a daily basis. It doesn't do it in real time, unfortunately. We can't get that happening because of limitations at the Xero end. But once that comes through, then what happens is that all the attendees will then be emailed and told that they are now booked into that event. And you can see here that it says Rich Price, you're now booked in for this event, date, time, blah blah blah, and this is the description, just replaying, and then we've got some contact details and that there. So that can be tailored for each and every event. It's quite simply done. We just go in, and you will already have a email template for this. Okay, you've been booked for an event. You can either use that one, or we can clone it, and then you can make some changes to that, and then it will do that. Okay, so that's how modular this particular system is, so that it enables us to have an end-to-end process. So just to recap, what we've got is we've got a system whereby you've got a form that you can customize. When somebody books using that form, and that form can be embedded in your website, when they book, they can either pay by credit card or be invoiced and pay later. That information then comes into the CRM. An invoice is created regardless of the payment method, and that is pushed through to Xero. For those that have requested invoice and internet banking payment method, then they will be emailed the invoice. They will then make the payment or be reconciled, and then and only then, when you've reconciled that payment, that the attendees for that particular booking will be advised that they are booked in to attend. You can then go into the CRM system. So if we go into here and we click on this particular module, event attendees, then you can look at it from that. So what we can do is we can put event attended, status, person attending. So you've got those there. So what you can do is you can tick them off as they're coming in, and changing the status to being booked. So yeah, I mean that's so you can track them. Then you can actually go into that person's contact, and you can then come down and see, how many they've attended, whether they're the person booking it. If they are the person booking it, then that is important, because then you can actually send out emails for new events and that kind of stuff, and knowing that they've previously booked either their own tickets or tickets on for their other colleagues. So you've got all of that. And also, in terms of because this person is the booking person, it's got the invoice. If we actually go into the member, we can also see it from that perspective. So you've got the invoices. Ignore these two were tests, but yeah, you can then see all the invoices that are sent for an event. So yeah, in a roundabout way, it does everything that is required for most events. So if you've got any further questions, or would like us to demonstrate this further, please let us know. Drop us a line at support@a1crm.co.nz. Or give us a call on 09 974 2774. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.